We're back here on a Friday morning to preview round 6, which has already started.
But we're just beginning. Come on!
Hello and welcome back to Off the Mark, an AFL Fantasy podcast. I'm Mason.
And I'm Casey. And despite falling off my chair just then, we're here ready, and it's weird. We haven't done a Friday one in a
while.
long time.
I don't mind this time slot though. Give us a bit of time to digest Thursday night. Look towards the week while having a little taste of footy, not being rushed. Into a Thursday night game. It's good. It's good. I like it.
Should we have a quick look at what teams did yesterday?
Yeah, let's have a look at that if I can just get my scoring up here. So
the big one was Nick Dacos coming back. He came back last week for a 96 against Freo, but then dropping a big 128.
Yeah.
He just looked back in all forms, all firing and ready to go, really proving that he's one of the big boys. And if you had your VC on him...
Oh, you take it.
100%. You're taking that.
Take it,
yeah. Someone else was pretty good. Was Dan Houston down there?
Yep, 110 for him. So owners will be happy after him not playing super well for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So he was good. Other names for Collingwood, I guess. Darcy Cameron looks back to his best with a 108 after a 108 as well last week. So he looks to be taking the main ruck contests.
There was high scoring because Oscar Steen scored a 72 as well.
Well, there you go. So Steenie... Oh, well, there you go. Steen had 75% of CBAs. Darcy Cameron just a 25.
Yeah,
so maybe it was the other way around. Steen was the main ruck. I don't know how... Cameron hasn't even kicked a goal, so that's interesting. Just a good player. Josh Dacos, 97.
It was tough. It was on 100 and then gave away that free kick literally on the siren, which was tough. But
but you're not too disappointed with a 97, I guess. There's no other real names there for the Pies. Anderson,
Anderson, 78.
Yep,
which you didn't bring in.
Not bad. I didn't bring him in, so I didn't have kind of my trades just didn't work out to bring him in.
I did. I was very happy with that trading.
Yeah, it's a good one. A good rookie grab. That's about it for the Pies. But over to Carlton, top scorer Sam Walsh, 107. You're happy with that based off his last couple of weeks scoring under a ton. But we saw, and this is the theme with Collingwood, the halfbacks score well. So Nick Newman was the headliner with 101. So he was a great trade-in for me. I bought him in this week. Zach Williams, 103, was also good back there. Wiedering, 89. Florent, 85. Chera, from the looks of it, spent a lot of time on the halfback. I don't know what his CBAs are like, but he scored an 84. Cowan, 84. Matt Carroll, 83. So watch definitely for Collingwood matchups in the next coming weeks. So they play Essendon next week. Man, he got an Archie Roberts or a Farrow, which everyone should have. That's going to be huge. Then they go Hawthorn. So we saw what Hawks did to the Bulldogs. That'll be even more against the Pies. And then they play Geelong. So watch for maybe if Max Holmes does stay back there. Only other name for Carlton, I guess, is Jagger Smith with a 64. So he didn't play a whole lot of game time. Spent a lot of time on the bench. Spent about 10 minutes of game time on the bench in that last quarter, which was not great.
Could have been big. He had 45 halfway through the second, and Anderson was only on 17.
Well, I mean, his points per minute would be pretty good. Let me just check that. 0.83, which is pretty good. And he's had a couple games at over 0.8, even a game with 1.09 was that Carlton Richmond game. Yeah, nice. So time on ground for him, 64% this week, which is his lowest by, 8%.
Yeah, right.
So he hasn't dipped below 70 yet. So it's a concern. I definitely think that what I spoke about on Monday with him possibly nursing an injury could be true. That is not good. But that's about it for last night's game. Anyone else you want to mention?
No, that was it. Happy with that.
There you go. So let's get into some stuff now. I wanted to first talk about the fixture difficulty table because I think it can be a confusing thing. I know I understand it because I set it up. Yeah. But others might not. So basically, and I'll try and work out a way to send out like a graphic or some kind of... I might even just chuck the link to this out to everyone. But basically, I put what they scored and averages into a calculator, and then it spits out a number from 1 to 100. The closer to 1 you are, the harder of a matchup you are. The closer to 100 you are, the easier of a matchup. Yeah. So let's look at halfbacks, for example. North Melbourne are a 30, which is by far the lowest. The next lowest is a 40, which is Sydney. So North Melbourne are the only red team for halfbacks at the moment. There's a few orange teams like Sydney on 40, Richmond on 43, Gold Coast and Geelong on 44, Port Adelaide on 45. And then the green team is Collingwood, as we saw last night, we just talked about. So they're a 75, along with St Kilda 69, Bulldogs 66, Essendon 65, and Freo 62 are the other green teams. And then you've just got some in the middle like Hawthorn and Melbourne who are 55, and they're yellow. But the problem is that number does change over a lot of things. So we look at the midfield, and the lowest number there is Sydney with 46, because obviously midfielders do score quite well. And the highest number there is Essendon with 77. So I think the easiest way to get this through in a podcast format is I'll probably just say the colours, maybe the numbers as well. So, 20 red or something like that. Yeah. And that's what that will mean. So, yeah, I'll just talk through, and we might make this a bit of a regular segment. Just kind of talking through it, seeing who we can target, seeing who has good matchups. So, yeah, let's look at the defenders. So Carlton are the main ones here. So in their next 5, they have Collingwood, Fremantle, St Kilda, Brisbane and Bulldogs, which ranks 65, which is the highest in the league over the next 5 weeks. So those teams, apart from Brisbane, so Collingwood, Freo, St Kilda and Bulldogs, are 4 of the 5 easiest teams, not including Essendon, I think is the other one. So someone like Nick Newman will benefit. We saw that last night. Sure. I traded him in off that information, and hopefully he will be good. And another interesting stat is based on who Carlton have played for the year. So they've already played North, won't play them again. I don't think they played them again. Yeah. No. And they've already played Sydney as well, who are the 2 hardest, and Richmond, who are the 3 hardest matchups for defenders. So their average season remaining is the easiest by far for anyone. So with Newman not playing the 3 hardest matchups, he's going to have a pretty good scoring run. And we can see that as a little bit of value based on the fact that his scoring is based off of him playing hard matchups. So he's played 3 out of his... Oh, no, he wouldn't have played Richmond and Sydney, would he?
No.
But a normal player would have played 3 of their 5 games against those harder teams. And we'll now have the easy ones coming up. So another club with that is Gold Coast. So they rate 59 over the next 4. Not much relevance there. I guess if you own Noble in a draft league or something, that might be good. Bodie Hewland was getting around as a name a while ago, and maybe Zeke as well as a rookie. Yeah, could score well. West Coast have a great run up to their bye. Their next 8 games have a rating of 58, only behind Carlton over that stretch. So their 9th game before their bye is North, who are the hardest. But if we can pick out a good rookie or a mid-pricer in a roll back there, we could see some value. Anyone from West Coast that you're...
it's Milan. It was Devereux. It would have been a great run.
Yeah. For defenders, though, any halfbacks that we're...
Keep a watch on Merritt. Might come back into the team. But I think he's priced a little bit highly, and I don't know. West Coast is tough because they might have the easiest run, but they're also the worst team. So,
that's the other thing is that anyone who's playing against anyone who West Coast are playing against is automatically about 5 or 10 points harder because they don't score as well. Same with like a Richmond. They're probably the only 2. Maybe Essendon as well. So North Melbourne have the hardest run over the next 4 weeks, the next 6 weeks, and the next 8 weeks. They play 1 green team in the next 9 weeks, which will bring them up to their bye, I think. So that is not good for a McKercher and maybe Luke Parker if you went there as a unique. The Giants are just behind North of the tough running coming up as well. They play 2 green teams in the next 9 weeks. So I wouldn't be paying up for Ash or Whitfield at the moment. But after the next 3 weeks, which is Sydney who are orange, North who are red, and Gold Coast who are orange, it does ease up a little bit. So maybe we can target them after that. But if you're looking for a defence upgrade, as many would be from Zorko, you probably want going Robertson, Wangan-Miller, or maybe you would have gone a Newman over the big guys. And Essendon, they don't have as bad of a run, but only 1 green match up until round 17. But the rest of their games are all pretty orange and yellow, not too many hard ones in there. So Robertson and Farah have played... some good matchups already, so maybe watch for them. For the midfielders, though, so St Kilda have the best run, which kind of sucks because there's not many we're looking at. I guess Wangan-Miller, but he usually splits his time between the 2, and maybe Flanders as well, who everyone has. So they don't play a red or orange team for the next 6 weeks, which is pretty good. So it's all green and yellow there. And for Nasai, there should be no tags until round 11 against Freo or round 12 against Hawthorn, you would think. Although most teams are probably going to run
put attention to them.
Brisbane have a great run coming up too, mix of orange and green, so good and bad. Watch for a Tholstrup tag this week to either Neil or Ashcroft, and then to Geelong in round 9 with Mullen as well. Someone who I really wanted to trade in this week, and we'll get to this when we do Copper Flop, Hugh McCluggage. He was really on my radar, but I just couldn't do it based on the fact I had to get a forward pretty much.
Yeah.
But he still hasn't bottomed out. He should bottom out after this week. He's got like a 130 break even, I think. And he goes straight into Adelaide and Essendon, who are number 2 and 1 for midfielder matchups. So there is no better time to be getting Hugh McCluggage. The Adelaide and Bulldogs, though, have really bad runs coming up. Crows have no green matchups until round 17. And the Dogs have 4 dark red matchups until round 17. So we're staying away from those guys, unfortunately for your Ed Richards.
I'll get off him.
Anyone who's got Bont, a Jordan Dawson, also maybe a Rochelle. We're not looking to target those guys. For the wings and the forwards now, I want to mention this. The wings and half forwards are hard to decipher.
Yeah.
So I've just kind of clumped them all together. It's usually for winger types and also half forward types like a Grant Myers, Dylan Moore, like a Horn Francis when he was playing there.
Yeah.
Of course, when these guys get CBAs, which I check every time, they're added to the midfield account. So there's not many numbers coming from. Usually, if it's over 40 or 50%, they'll go to midfielders. But I've also included any high scoring key forwards or small forwards. So sometimes like a Josh Tracy had a 120 the other week. So I just put him in, weigh him really low into that number. And if it's happened once, it'll be counted out as an anomaly, won't affect the number. But if it starts to happen every week, then it'll be a trend. And usually that means that the guys like the Myers, the Moores, even the wingers are scoring better.
Yeah.
And unlike other positions with this, there are some clear, easy and hard teams. So I'll just read them out now. And this will change every week. But for now, Port Adelaide are the easiest for half forward. So C-Mac should be good this week. Dylan Moore. Collingwood are also pretty easy, so I don't know if we saw that with Carlton last night. They probably don't have any. Ainsworth 75 maybe, Kemp 73, Hayward 68, so not terrible scoring based on their averages, who are all they're all averaging about 50s and 60s, so they're not too bad, Collingwood. And then Melbourne and Adelaide are the 2 other really green teams.
Nice.
That's that. So Hawthorn obviously have the easiest run as well. With Port this week, and then they go 6 green and 2 red matchups before their bye. And based on, this was what I already mentioned, based on the teams who've already played and who they play twice, we can figure out who's got the best run for the rest of the season, and that is the Hawks as well for these guys. So I think that upgrading to a Connor McDonald, which is what I'm doing this week, is good. He should be good for the rest of the season. Dylan Moore is an interesting one. I don't know if we can upgrade there in the forward line. What do you think?
Okay. I think that there's better options. I think that you hit it with the head with Connor McDonald. I would even go Jack Ginnivan over him.
Yeah, well, that's the other one.
He's playing everywhere. He's not just playing. You can't put him to the scale, into the fixture table, because he literally goes everywhere.
It's tough. Yeah, tough. So Ginnivan's the most expensive out of all of them, interestingly, at $850. C-Mac is $830, and Dylan Moore is $817. So they're tight. Like you're splitting hairs.
So using your scale, who would you... I know this position's hard to say but let's go like next 5.
Yeah.
Next 5. Who has the better scale? Is it C-Mac or is it Rochelle?
That would be Connor McDonald. So over the next 4, Connor McDonald has a 50, which is green.
Yep.
Rochelle has a 47, which is kind of a light green. So not bad. But then over the next 6, McDonald goes up to 53, which is dark green. Rochelle goes down to 44, which is like a light orange. And then over the next 8, Rochelle goes down to a 43 orange, and McDonald goes to a 48. And then obviously that for the rest of the season, C-Mac goes 47 green, Rochelle goes 44 dark orange. I'd be going... I mean, Rochelle should be good for the next month or so, compared. But I think while we're upgrading now, we can start to look forward to that. And C-Mac should be good. Another thing I guess we have to start thinking about soon is buys, which maybe we'll talk about in the next couple of weeks. But they're coming up soon now, I guess. Round 12 are our first ones, and we're in round 6. So better get to that. Brisbane and Richmond have great runs for half forwards, but there's no real relevant players there. Essendon, Fremantle, Giants, Melbourne and North all have tough runs. Not many relevant names there. Maybe like a Shai Bolton if he's not getting CBAs, or a Cozzy, depending on where they play him, but they probably should be fine. The Rucks are an interesting one because they're really easy to decipher, because it's just 1 or 2 players playing there usually. So Saints and Essendon have great runs coming up, but we're not looking there for options. Correct. I mean, if a Nick Bryant ever comes back, I mean, some looked at him in the preseason if he was going to be back, so maybe he could be an option, but I don't think we're shopping there anyway after the Gorn Grundy thing, unless we get another injury. Or maybe even in the next few, if we're looking to upgrade off of McAndrew ever, which I don't think we probably will be. I think
probably not.
He's averaging like 90s. But the best run over the next 8 is Essendon, and they have the best run for the rest of the season too. And their run only goes more and more green. So
it's because they don't play the Blackstone.
Well, true, they don't play themselves. That is a good point. So West Coast actually have a good next 4 to 6 weeks. Harden's up in the 8 weeks, but for those looking at Bailey Williams, if you need something to get you over the fence, over the next 4 weeks, they go 55, and then next 6 weeks, 52, which are both light green. Then next 8, he goes 45, which is like an orange. And for the rest of the season, a 44, which is yellow. So not a red run, which is good, and some green ones in the next 4 to 6 weeks. So he should be good. Gawn and Grundy, I thought I'd mention. Gawn has a great next 4 weeks and then goes yellow when that extends to 6 weeks. Definitely better than Grundy, though. His next 4 are quite hard, and then he eases up to about yellow. So Gawn's got a good 4 weeks, Grundy's got a hard one, and they both go about yellow after that. So they should be about the same difficulty for the rest of the season. But yeah, we'll check in on that every Thursday. Maybe mention it on a Monday as well. Just, if anyone ever wants to question it, I'll put some stuff out there. I'll leave a question in our comments
and
about who you want to know.
It's kind of good we've just talked through all that sort of stuff, because that leads well into fielder yield if we want to move into it. Because, and the reason I say that leads well into it is because with fielder yield, with the rookies that we've got, bar like a Farrow who's an outlier, they're all kind of pretty similar.
Yeah.
Like they're scoring similarly. Like
it's hard to split them.
Let's look at the defense, for example.
This is where I'm struggling
Correct.
this week.
Yeah, so just to name some guys, you've got Lucky Jacks, Tom Myers, Jai Sarong. Some people have Sam Grill there as well. Some people might have a Lindsay there.
Yeah. Farrow, obviously.
But I'm leaving him out. He's on field. He's number one. So if you're looking at that and you're looking at it based off of your scale,
yes.
So let's take out all accountability, all previous scores, all everything based purely off of the scale. For Sydney, North Melbourne, who play Richmond, Richmond who played North Melbourne.
Right. So all of these guys definitely play halfback, don't they? Sarong maybe goes pushed up to a wing, but he's mostly score from a halfback.
Correct.
So Jacks versus Geelong, that will be a 44 orange this week. Who else is there? Blamires versus Richmond will be a 43 orange.
Yep.
Sarong versus the Giants will be a 49 light orange.
Yep.
Grill versus North will be a 30 red, so he should have a bit of a hard time this week.
Yep.
And then I guess your Farrow against Gold Coast.
Lindsay
against
Dockies.
Freo, so that's a 62 green.
Mate, if you had Lindsay, you'd be putting him on, I reckon.
I think you're putting him
Just
on.
based
And
off that.
it makes me rethink Grill a little bit. I mean, North they've been like this for years. They're always the hardest team for defenders, hard to score against. So I don't know if maybe... Who did North play last week?
North.
Brisbane.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't really have much data because Zorko went down, so that's probably a bit of a tough one.
Would you play Jacks over Grill?
So currently what I'm doing with my defenders, I have Jacks on field purely because Buderick is out. I think this is a big thing that we need to... Buderick has been the main scorer off halfback. Bailey Dale's had a tough year for scoring back there. Jacks has almost been ahead of him in scoring. In fact, he might even be averaging... Yeah, he is. He's averaging 12 more points than Bailey Dale, Lockie Jacks.
Yeah, right.
And Buderick... So Jacks is at 82, Buderick is at 79, Dale is at 70. So Jacks was averaging more than Buderick actually anyways, but I would think Jacks takes an uptick in scoring. Obviously that is... that 112 in there is interesting, but he's coming off a rest.
Correct.
So he should be good this week, coming off 67 and 74 before that. I would be expecting that to be a 70 to 80 this week. So he's there at my D5.
Yep.
I've got Blamires there at D6, and then Farrow and Grill in my midfield as mid defenders, which leaves me Jai Sarong and Caleb Windsor on my bench.
That's fine.
That's fine, but it just feels so dirty. But I mean, these guys are
Look at it.
almost
Last week we played Windsor, and all of these rookies outscored him. Literally every one of them.
Yeah. So Windsor in his last few, so 45 last week, 71 and 96, which was good, but then 49 and 65. He can so drop a 40, and I think so Blamires versus Richmond, who out of all the rookies, apart from North, that's the hardest matchup. So. Yeah, I think he should be all right, though.
So for me, I've got Grill on my bench. I go Sarong, Jacks, Blamires. On the bench is Xavier, Lindsay, and Grill.
Yeah, I'm probably playing Sarong over Grill, actually, now that I think about it.
And then in the midfield, I've got Jagger on the bench, and I've taken Milan on the bench. I've got Farrow and Edison on field.
Yeah, so mids. So Jaggers, what did he score?
64.
4. You're taking that, aren't you?
Depends who you've got for cover.
So I in there have Murdoch, and I can also I can't find a way to get Grill in there. I think I'm looping it. 64, I think you just take that based on injuries, all that
that's
kind
a solid
of thing.
score.
Yeah.
Where'd you place it? So Jack Carroll plays Adelaide, who's someone I forgot to mention for those who still have him.
So halfback. Did he pick up defender status?
He did.
He did, right. So they're 50 dark yellow. So not bad. Not as bad as Jack's against Geelong, against Blamires against Richmond. So yeah, you can be fielding him. I think he should be good. He off a good score last week as well. He was good last week.
Would you field him over any of these guys we talked about?
I would field him over Grill.
Yep.
To me, he's neck and neck with Blamires. That's where I'd be making the decision. And it's probably Blamires.
Yeah.
Because I think North win that game. I don't think Saints beat the Crows.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, all that is taken into account with the fixture difficulty table. Because,
Yes.
Richmond will be an easy team because they get beaten a lot. So, but yeah, I'd be fielding Carroll over Blamires, I think.
No.
Now the forward line is really where we're struggling, I guess, isn't it? So a lot of us are having to field a lot. I've got Cook there at F5 just locked in. And then I'm looping Lombard and Marshall. So obviously Devrov injured, Buderick injured, Brian Myers injured. It's just such a hit.
You gotta
such
take
a hit.
who you
Man, I've really been decimated this way. I had those three and Zorko as well.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Plus Windsor, who has to go.
Yeah. Well, he's far down my priority list. But you're taking... So Cook is definitely over those
Cook's
guys.
on there over those two.
You're looping Marshall and Lombard, but if you don't, for some reason, have a way to loop them, you should with Devrov. You should be able to do it, and you could, swap him with Cozzy, who also plays on the Sunday. If you have him, Sheasel, who also plays on the Sunday, unless you're obviously captaining him. So you should have a way to loop, but if you're not, who are you picking, Lombard or Marshall?
I'm taking Lombard against Essendon just because I'm scared that Port will swing him forward again. Because we saw that last week. He scored a 1 in the...
Oh, 1.
He scored 1 point.
Right.
He scored a 1 when he played forward.
So,
quarter and a half.
So Port have brought back in Vicentini, so they're going to play the 2 rucks. Do you still think Marshall plays forward, or do you think they just put
I think he
Vicentini
starts down back. I think he gets to 40, and then I think he goes forward and finishes the game on a 46.
So do you think that Marshall was rested forward from a management point of view, or do you think that they needed him once? Because did the coach just go down, or was he played out the game?
He played shit.
Right.
So I don't think it was a worry about his injury or anything.
Right. They just needed someone.
Paul had a sniff in that third quarter and kept kicking it to the spare and wanted some representation up forward, so they sent the old
Todd.
forward who used to be there.
Yeah. It's the kind of
It's a game plan thing. Not
win it by 5 or lose by 50 type
Correct.
of thing.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's a worry. I probably am veering to Lombard.
That was against Essendon as well.
Yeah, he should be good, but I mean, Essendon were not as easy as before last week. So unfortunately, I don't keep track of. I guess you could put him under that wing forward, but he doesn't really score like that. I don't keep track of key forwards, key defenders, because no one has them. But Essendon are 51 light green, so they're not as easy for the rest as the rest of some of them. So, yeah, Lombard should be all right. Could kick a couple. I don't know. It's a tough one. It's either way, you're probably getting a 50.
Yeah.
Like, realistically, and when the scores are that low, the margin for error is so low as well. If Lombard scores 40 and Marshall scores 50 and you miss out on 10 points, so what? Any other rookies? I think that's about it, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, there you go. So let's get into some copper flop, and this is the real exciting part of today. So I thought we'd take a look at last week.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of players. I'll say we had more successes than not. So Farrow, success. Ash and Whitfield, success. Both scored over a ton. You've got them now. Newman, after last night, I'm putting as a success. Bailey Smith, success. Anderson, success. Grundy,
Yes.
great. Jackson,
Yeah, he had 130 as well.
Cozzy,
Yep.
Rochelle,
Yep.
and I'm putting Sparrow there.
Yeah, he was alright.
Just scored an
86 or
80,
whatever
but
it
that's
was,
fine for a forward. And if you have him now in there, he's going to be very handy for you this week.
Especially a week like this.
Undecided, I've put McKercher.
Yep.
Not a smash pick, but still could be good. Kitty,
Yep.
same. Jack Steele, should be good, but poor
Did
last
we go
week.
Newman last out of that? Did we go Kitty, Colby, Newman?
I think we did.
We
yeah.
did go
Or
Kitty.
might have gone, yeah.
Kitty,
and
Colby,
Newman was like very far down.
That's right, yeah.
If we'd recorded yesterday, I would have said Newman. I
Yeah.
promise you, those in our group chat will know.
Well, you
that
traded
I
him in, so
I did
it's-
trade
yeah,
him in, so
yeah.
at least I stuck to my word. Bont, undecided.
True.
Now has a hard run coming up. Nick Dacos, but I guess you probably put him in the success now after last week.
Yeah.
And Gorn.
Yeah, right.
Because probably Grundy was the one, wasn't he? Or even Jackson. And a fail. Leak, obviously no one should have done that because he got dropped.
Correct.
Will Ashcroft got tagged to a 60-something. That's a fail. Steen is probably a fail. Although he just got a 70, so maybe...
Well, I mean, there's no one else in the SMR3 that you're going to
exactly,
put in cash forward.
Yeah.
Like, it was him or Coleman Jones. So.
Yeah, and Goulburn as well.
He's a flop.
Failed pick.
Yeah.
So yeah, they were all our ones from last week. So look, had more successes than not. I forgot to write down whether we've copped or flopped them though. So this week I'm going to keep track so that we can actually figure it out.
I listened to our podcast that we did. It was our Thursday podcast last week. And I went back and listened to a bunch of the stuff that we talked about. And it was a really good week. I like all the stuff we talked about. Well, I'll say this completely unbiased. All the stuff I talked about came to fruition because we talked about how you said tag definitely goes to Lockie Neal. I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised if it went to Ashcroft.
Yeah, that was,
You said, who would you prefer, a Sinclair or someone? And I said, well, what about Wanganeen Miller? You said, no chance he played down back, stole points from Sinclair.
Yeah.
All that sort of stuff. So we do have some good stuff in here.
Hey, listen up.
All of this stuff that we talked about.
Listen up, we're not bad.
Actually was come to fruition. So.
Well, here we go. So, if you're shopping in the premium areas for defence...
Cop. I'm kidding, Karen.
Are you going... You're not paying up for Ash or Whitfield, are you?
No, not with their run coming up.
No, so
they will score tons, but it's
there's too much value to go then with a hard run.
And who does the tag go to? Like they play God, who they play?
Sydney.
Yeah,
James Jordan.
Does the James, because it's gone to Whitfield in the past? Does it just go to a Callahan, or does it stay on a Whitfield, or does it even go to Ash? Like it's too much of a question mark.
Well, we'll get to Weather Watch, but there's some interesting things that mean the halfbacks may not be as
good,
tonight. So maybe he just floats around.
Yes,
he'll stick to someone, but based on previous efforts, it's probably Whitfield. So Whitfield's been traded by 622 coaches and Ash by 1,317 as it sits now on Friday afternoon. So probably going these next two guys, Wanganeen Miller and Roberts. How are you splitting them?
I'm going Roberts first because I'm worried. I know it's so weird. I'm not like, because 2 weeks ago we said you're not picking any Carlton blokes, you're not picking any Essendon blokes, and now we're picking Newman and Roberts.
But the game plan.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And Newman's run obviously.
Correct. But I just think that Wanganeen Miller will get attention. We saw it in the Port game.
Yeah.
They sent Jace Burgoyne and Horn Francis, who obviously aren't taggers. No. They're not going to be able to tag
him. And he went
him.
130.
But it's the point that teams are aware that he's going to fucking tear up and they want to put effort into it.
He's on the level of Dacos now where whoever he plays against, someone will run with him. He's always going to get a matchup being a midfielder, but tomorrow night you'd probably think it's like Sam Berry or someone stands with him. Or like it's not a tag, but so he has Crows. Then he plays West Coast. Would have been a Dev Rob, but he won't play there now. Anyone else?
Bo Allen did he played. It was only the third quarter,
right?
Because then he got a bit of a knock and spent some time on the bench. But he went with Baz in the quarter that Baz dried up.
Yeah, right. So well, there you go. Maybe watch for that.
So Bo Allen, because. And that's what I really like about him is he's tall, but he's super quick. As I think you were saying.
Yeah, I saw him run at some point. Because I'd never really watched him closely.
Yeah, and he's super quick. So he sat on Baz when Baz had that dry bit of the second quarter.
Right.
And then he copped a shoulder from someone else. Anyway, but he can do it. So keep an eye.
Then Nasai goes Carlton. Won't tag. I don't think they sent anyone to.
Well, it's usually Super
Hewitt. It's usually Hewitt, but it's
not inside.
He wasn't even an emergency last night.
Yeah, wow,
it's crazy. I don't know what's going on there.
Portal tag.
Gold Coast, no one should tag in there. You wouldn't think.
Again, so for Gold Coast, no taggers for Gold Coast. Is that what?
So Nasai against Gold Coast. I don't think anyone runs there. Then he has Richmond. No. Then he has Freo. So they've used Aish, they've used Wagner. Wagner, not Aish. Could.
But
might.
We'll wait and see. We've got enough time to see. Either way, I just think that he's got to cop attention. Connor Nash. He's going to cop attention at some point from someone.
Yeah. Or then he goes Sydney. Jordan.
Yeah.
Then he goes Giants.
Bedford.
Then he goes Bulldogs. Probably no one. So he has, maybe that kind of those Freo, Hawthorn, Sydney Giants. That's a tough one. So for that purpose, no one's ever going to tag Roberts. My worry with Roberts is, do Essendon ever go back to the old Essendon?
Oh, yeah, probably. And I think we'll probably see it this week.
Because the thing is that Melbourne have been playing well, but they're not a good side.
It's not necessarily...
They're good when on their day, but a team like Gold Coast, too, are probably coming off loss against... Who did they lose? Sydney last week, but they want to play well.
I think
a good team will shut down that Essendon game plan. A good team won't let them chip and chip around the back line, get the uncontested marks.
I was watching Off the Couch, and I think Jack Riewoldt summed it up
Off the couch?
On the couch.
On the couch.
On the couch, off the mic, on the couch. I was watching On the Couch, and Jack Riewoldt summed it up quite nicely. He said, Essendon's game style is simply, if we have the ball, you can't get the ball to score.
Gold Coast won't let that happen.
Correct. Dimmer will
They've got some
know
good
that.
pressure forwards too. Like,
Correct.
there's going to be matchups.
Leo Lumber.
I mean, if Petrarca plays forward there, which he could not with
named
Anderson
in the
being
midfield,
out.
named right in the centre.
There you go. Well, who knows? So then for Roberts' run, he does have a bit of a tough run. He plays Carlton next, and then Brisbane, Giants, Fremantle, Richmond.
I ask you with Carlton, do you reckon Carlton have been hard for defenders to score against because usually it's in Carlton's defence because teams are beating them? I don't.
This is a.
And now Carlton, you would probably tip to beat Essendon based on how they played last night, and how they've been playing so far. If they can string together more than 2.5 quarters of footy.
Yeah, well, this is so. If we look at bad teams for defenders, obviously North have been bad for a while. They're a bit better this year, but they've always been hard. Carlton 46 orange, Richmond 43 orange, Essendon just everyone scores against Essendon.
Yeah, well, you think everyone scores about. You think about that: Carlton, North, Richmond, and Essendon, 4 teams who are on the lower half of the ladder. The reason defenders are hard to score against because the ball's not there.
Well, defenders score easily against Essendon, but not against the other 3.
Oh, true. Because everyone scores Essendon. Yeah.
So West Coast even like a 50 light orange.
Yeah.
Port 45 orange, and then the green teams are Collingwood, Essendon, Fremantle, St Kilda, Bulldogs. So Bulldogs good team, Freo good team, Collingwood and St Kilda are all right.
Yeah,
it's definitely not as easy as bad team mid score well, easy team, a good team mid score terribly. So I think I'm going Archie Roberts over.
Feels weird to say, so weird. But I just think
Messiah's not hitting what he did last year.
Correct.
He's not going 110. And you're buying him priced at about 97. How much is he going over that? He should get a ton, but is it over 105? Whereas Roberts, from here...
Play it safe and go Cal Wilkie.
He's priced at over $1 million now, isn't he?
997.
You're paying for Messiah
he's
for...
6K cheaper and will never get a tag.
6K cheaper than who?
Sorry, 6K more expensive than Nasiah.
Yeah, no, you're not.
You would never cop a tag. Cal Wilkie will outscore Nasiah over the next 5 rounds.
Yeah, but he's not Messiah.
But doesn't. Exactly, so that's why he's not getting the tag.
All right, value options, Nick Newman, 751K. If you went there, good. I think you can still go there after this week. So he had a 67 break even, so we'll make a bit of cash now. A couple of bombers are pretty highly traded in. Jordan Ridley has actually gotten some love in the trade-ins. So he's been traded in by 1,103 coaches. Just over Cal Wilkie, who's been traded in by 1,000 coaches. But he's been traded in more than C-Mac, more than Whitfield, more than Dacos, more than a lot of kind of relevant names, I guess, over the week. So people are going there, and it's because of this Essendon game plan. I don't think it's a good idea. 106 last week, 37 break even. If you're going anyone, you go. You pay the 300K and go the guy who just scored 160.
Correct. That's as simple as that.
But can you still get Farrow at 517K minus 25?
Yeah. I'd go Farrow over Ridley.
If you don't have him, you just go that. Exactly. So that's probably it for the defence. Are you shopping anywhere in defence this week?
No.
So I went Zorko to Newman. Gave me a bit of cash to save and go elsewhere. So let's look at the midfield. 3 premium options are popularly traded in this week. Bailey Smith for 1.226 million. Nick Dacos for 1.193 million. And Isaac Heaney's the other one there, a bit under for 1.09 million. If you have the choice of those 3, obviously Dacos played last night. Who are you trading in?
I'm going Baz first.
Are you going Baz for 200K more than Heaney?
Yes. I just think because Heaney will hit the ceiling, but he will average 105. Bailey Smith will average 120.
But that's still only 15 points. And that, Smith averaging 120 would be a crazy year. That would be... I don't doubt that he can do it, but I'd be safely saying 115 is more of a... I think...
He's averaging 125.
I also think Heaney could average 100. Heaney's had a couple of good matchups.
Yeah.
145 last week, but let's look at his run to come up. So Sydney over the next... Yeah, they've got pretty much the fourth hardest-ish run over the next 4, 6, and 8 weeks. So they go over the next 4, dark orange, red, dark orange.
Bailey Smith is averaging 125, and there's an 80 in that.
Yeah, he's built different. Is he built 200k different? That's so much money. So we did this with Gawn and Grundy last week.
We did.
And I know that it was the Rucks and it's a completely different thing.
But Gawn wasn't hitting consistent 130s.
No, Grundy wasn't.
But we weren't picking him to.
Yeah. Grundy wasn't. Handy's hit 145.
Twice in a row.
Handy's got it all. And with Goulden out for an extended period...
Yeah, true. Go.
Rowbottom's not playing in the CBAs. It's
Handy.
him, McInerney, and... I don't know, someone else.
Well, does he cop tags? Does he cop Bedford? Who's not playing. But still. Is he playing? I don't think he's playing.
Oh, Chad Warner's the other one in there. You're probably tagging Chad Warner over Heaney because he's gettable. I think this is the thing that we have to remember with tags, and it's probably... With the Crows tomorrow night, do they tag... I mean, Dawson's not playing, but do they tag Rochelle or Rankin? It's Rankin because he's taggable. You can get him.
It's true. Yeah, it's true. Or do you just tag whoever goes to the midfield at that time? Because they'll probably switch out with each other.
Probably. Tags is such a hard thing to keep an eye on. But look, I would have gone Dacos in the middle of the two. He's 30-ish K cheaper than Smith. Could average more. That's probably where I would have gone. I think it's dependent on what your team is. For my team, I've got Brayshaw and LDU sitting there at M3 and 4, and then Butters and Steele M1 and 2. I need a big name like that.
Yeah.
I would be going him. It's why I didn't go McCluggage. It's why we can talk about him in a sec. It's why I'm not going Heaney this week. I need to upgrade my forward line after Myers being out anyways, but I'd be going the big name there. Would have wanted it to be Dacos, but it's Dacos and Smith up the top, and then you're looking for some value. You're not paying up for any other. You're not paying up for Bont. You're not paying up for Dawson. You're not paying up for any other premium midfielder.
Correct.
Unless they're around abouts or just under $1 million.
Holmes?
Yeah, you could do that. A bit of uncertainty on the roll, but he scores well in both halfback and midfield.
That's what I was going to say.
So I think he should be fine. But again, do you just get the cash to go up to Smith? Same team.
Could do.
Probably. Let's talk about Matt Rowell and Hugh McCluggage. Both guys coming off of injuries, kind of almost pretty much bottomed out. So Matt Rowell plays Essendon this week. He's 943k with a break even to 115. Scored a 104 last week. Anderson's out now for what was it, 3 to 5 or something, or no? Was it 1 to 3? I think it was 1 to 3 on their injury list. So because he had appendicitis, poor bloke. So it's I don't doubt he'll be in pain if he is back next week. So Rowell could score well if he is out. Petrarca as well, possibly resting forward because they've got Powell, they've got Davies, they've got guys who can go in there. So he could be good. Not the fantasy scorer we probably know as much as McCluggage, who's 920k break even to 134, scored a 91 last week.
Yeah.
I'd be going McCluggage over Rowell because he has a good run.
Yeah.
Behind St Kilda, the best run for midfielders Brisbane have. We'll avoid the tags that surely go to Neil and Ashcroft before him, even if he's in some good form.
Yeah.
So I think you go there.
I think you do too. I am McCluggage over Rowell.
Are you saving the 89k to go McCluggage over a Heaney, or are you just going up to Heaney?
I'm going up.
Fair enough. Do you play into the fact that I think McCluggage is like under 1% owned or something?
Yeah, you could.
I mean, you can definitely wait another week because his break even is 134. He plays Melbourne this week, Crows the next week, and then goes into Essendon and Carlton. That's a nice little run. Well, actually, Crows are the second easiest team for mids. So even Crows, Essendon is a nice little 2. So, scores a nice 90 against Melbourne, break even down to 100, and then goes bang, second and first easiest teams.
It does sound good, doesn't it?
Does sound good. It's interesting. I think we're looking at it next week, though. I don't think the players will do it this week. I would not be mad if I went a Windsor up to one of them with a bit of DPP because we've got all these defender rookies that can play. And then the rookies, obviously Anderson played last night. There was some talk about whether if you missed Murdoch, do you trade him in over Anderson? Probably just go the cheaper guy because it's a rookie, right?
Correct, yeah.
Although Murdoch with a minus 35 break even, he's going to make you some cash, and he's going to make you some cash quick. So if you missed Anderson and you're looking for a rookie, you can go there. In the forward line, now there's a few names here. Christian Petrarca's at the top of the list, 988k, just in front of Cozzy Pick at 987k. If you have neither, it's Cozzy. Right?
Yeah.
Just because if Petrarca could play forward and kick 6, yes, against Essendon, but it's just he's coming back from injury.
He's also 130 break even. Like, he will go down cash and we can get him next week.
Yeah, exactly. And Cozzy's coming off hot form, 124. He's looked amazing this year. I had him in my starting side for a lot of the year, and then it got in my head the whole, he's priced at what he'll do, don't pick him. Picked him up in round 2 or 3, I think I did, and he's been great for me ever since, so really happy. Even when he scores an 80, it's not that bad. Like, that's kind of his floor as a 70 or 80. So he's great. I think you can go him. Now let's look in this 800 to 900k bracket. And there's 4 guys I want to look at. So Rochelle is the obvious one at 852k. Let's put him as the bar, because he's probably the best option off the top of our heads, right?
Yeah.
Are you paying an extra 20k to go Horn Francis?
No.
Right. Agreed. Are you saving 2k, big savings, to go Jack Ginnivan?
No.
Are you saving 22k to go Connor McDonald?
You are.
I am.
I'm not.
This is where my trade. So I've gone Buderick to McDonald. Part of this is the pride thing of I don't want Rochelle. I've been against him. I just need to go against him.
Do you pay up for Cozzy over Rochelle?
Yes, if you have the cash to. Even if you have to. See, this would be so much easier if Newman was not. I can't tell you how hot I was on Newman yesterday when I finished doing all the fixture stuff. If you were going to a Roberts or a Wanganeen Miller and then going Rochelle, I would have said go down to Newman and get Cozzy. I just think Cozzy is like absolute lock top 6, probably top 3. Sheasel will be above him, and actually then it might be him. Maybe you get a Petrarca or a Flanders or something go over him, but it's Cozzy. I think that's just it. And we've got the DPPs now. There's not really anyone who's added it who's a good name. We could probably, I guess, talk about Chad Warner at 789k. Are you going there?
No.
Agreed. I had him last year. He's too susceptible to drop an 80. Are you going the Took? He's a bit more expensive, 929k.
Probably not. I mean, if Anderson was out for a little bit longer, then maybe, but I don't think we can.
Yeah, so it comes up against Essendon, then Hawks, Giants, and Kilda. Break even to 111, and coming off of scores of 77-69. It's not good, is it? And he actually got attention last week as well, so we're not going there, I don't think. Are you still happy to buy into Tom Sparrow at 745k? He's still cheap, break even to 36.
I was never particularly happy to trade into him in the first place, I don't think.
I don't think. But with all these injury hits, if you really don't have cash, I think you can go to those areas. Are you willing to pay 44 more K up to Warner?
I don't like Warner.
No,
I don't like it at all.
Would you be willing to take a cut, 12k from Sparrow or 56k from Warner to go down to Isaac Rankin? 733k break even to 69.
I probably would.
My issue with Rankin is the role is not there. We've had him last year because he had CBAs. Last week he had 27%. So round 2 he came back 32%. Then onwards from that 5%, 19%, 27%. Rochelle in that same time has gone 35, so even with him, and then 64, 65, 48, and we see how he's scoring. Rankin played Carlton, which should tell you enough. And scored the 111, which was good, but in that he did have 2 goals, 7 tackles, which he won't have every week. I don't have the stats on it, but Carlton look like an easy team to tackle.
Yeah.
I just don't think he'll do this every week. But you can play the break-even game and get a bit of value through him. But just beware you're not getting the same ranking that we've had last year, I think. And if you have the money, I'm going up to Rochelle, I'm going up to McDonald, or I'm going up to Cozzy. They're probably the 3 cops, I think.
Yeah.
Everyone else is just too risky.
That's fair. That's fair.
And if you really want a value option, can you go Bailey Williams? I really want to hear this from you as a West Coast fan. Is he keeping the role? Is he going to score in it? What's the deal?
He's keeping the role. He's got it over Flynn, I think, for
You
sure.
reckon?
I think he averaged 70 a couple of years ago, but he wasn't. He was young, and he wasn't. And now he's a little bit older. Now he was. I like it. It's not a long-term play, obviously. It's probably a 3-week play. Comes up against the Freo, who haven't been as hard as we thought with the dual ruck, but still are difficult. And then comes up against TDK and Rowan Marshall. No, I got that wrong.
Rowan De Conning and Tom Marshall.
Yeah, that's the one. But then he has the Tykes, who are easy. But then after that, it's gone. So it's probably no more than a 3-week play.
It's a quick one. So if we look here, he goes light green, yellow, light green, yellow, light green, yellow. So that's his next 6. And then he goes dark orange, light orange, bye. So it's a 6-week play, probably.
Yeah, he has 23 break even as well. He will go up cash.
Yeah, so in round 12 when he comes up against Essendon, and then round 13 when he comes up against Port, they're those 2 dark orange matchups. And then he goes North Melbourne, which are probably going to be harder because Sherry will be back by then. So, yeah, we're probably... And the thing is that do you go the 6-week play in a game like has been this year, where we've just been hit 3 times in the forward line for a lot of us? There's probably going to be a chance that you're going to have to... We're going to have 3 trades at that point, though, once it hits round 12.
Yeah.
So it should be relatively easy to get him out.
True.
You could see him going up to 700k, 750k in that time.
You could.
It's a nice little cash grab to get 150, 200k. If you were in the position to... What are you doing in your forward line? Are you trading out of Devrov or Buderick?
I'm trading out of Buderick and going into Rochelle.
Right. Is there any... And then what was your other trade on the other side?
Anderson.
Yeah, right. Is there any world in which next week you go Devrov to Bailey Williams? Could you see yourself doing that? If Bailey Williams comes out and scores a 100, you're doing it, right?
Correct.
90?
Yeah, probably.
80?
I don't know. I just want my forward line to be solid. Like, I don't have Cosy or Rochelle.
I think that's the thing, is that with the uncertainty there, I agree, you're probably just locking in whoever you can. There is also a rookie there, Oliver Hannaford, who's a little bit highly traded in, so he's got a -4 break even.
We don't have any word on how long Myers is out for either. That's the thing.
No, this is maybe let's look at some teams now, because this will be a thing. So obviously we don't get these. Everyone would have seen them already. So we'll just go through the interesting things. So Myers out there injured. I'm just going to see if I can find their injury list. As we know, Geelong notoriously do not put things on their injury list. And that was updated 4 days ago, so that won't tell me anything.
It says knee on the app.
Knee?
Yeah.
Jesus, that is not good.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he was playing injured last week, because he was shit. Like, he was really bad.
But the thing is, he wasn't. He was fit and firing, and his teammates were fucking passing him the ball.
Maybe he's done something. Maybe there's a bit of a scandal. Ooh, it's the Tanner Bruin finger injury again. Oh, imagine. Over the other side of this game, though, the Bulldogs, obviously Buderick is injured, but Jax is back in. Libba's back in as well, which is interesting, maybe, to where that tag goes to.
Ed Richards holds his spot.
Ed Richards holds his spot. He's still in. There's not too much other trade news. Christian Petrarca is back in for the Suns with Noah Anderson out. Actually, Alex Davies was omitted, who he does get CBAs for them, so that's interesting. Bailey Humphrey also gets CBAs. He's back in. So the CBA watch will be interesting. I'm happy. I know it's the Essendon matchup, but to wait a week on Petrarca. Like you said, he'll probably lose cash. The Port one for Marshall is interesting with Vicentini back. We spoke about that before. Jordan Dawson, if anyone has him, is obviously out. This week, no one in that game. No one else. And then the Sunday teams, couple of rookies in McCullough and Retschko back for Richmond, possibly. And Zane Pucker is also a new in for them. For the Lions, Dan Zorko obviously out. And for Melbourne. So the interesting one here, you posed this question before we started recording of, do you trade Windsor or Lindsay first? So Salem is out. Tom McDonald actually got injured, and I don't think CJ is playing, or maybe he is, and he was just a bit possibly out. No, I don't think he is playing. Does this mean Lindsay goes to half-back and scores a bit better? Because he does push up on a wing, doesn't he? Does he play deeper and take kick-ins?
Yeah, a couple times, yeah.
Interesting. Interesting thing to take note of. And then obviously for the Western Derby, Murdoch is back for us, which is good. And Marek, like you said before, he is in the side and he is on the bench.
Extended bench.
Yes, on the bench.
He might not get back in, but...
No. Interesting, though, for that run. Matt Flynn into the squad, but obviously he probably won't be there on the extended bench as well. Hayden Young's back for the Dockers, which is interesting. Sean Darcy obviously out. Mason Cox, they have brought into the squad. So he is named on the bench.
He'll probably play.
You'd think so. But Luke Jackson named there in the number 1 ruck spot. He's usually named in the midfield. And I guess with Hayden Young back in, that's probably a good sign. They have another guy to take CBAs. So that's that. Quick whiz through Weather Watch and then we'll get to captains. I'm not going to go through every game anymore because there's only one that is really interesting here, and it's Sydney versus GWS.
Yes.
I've written here in our notes, partly cloudy, patchy smoke haze.
Smoke haze?
Never seen that on the Weather Watch. High chance of 1 to 4 mils in the late afternoon and evening with chance of a thunderstorm
It's not good.
in the late afternoon and evening, possibly with severe damaging winds and large hail.
Large hail?
Large hail. I would not be surprised if this game gets stopped or canned halfway through tonight or canned before the game. If I was splitting hairs between an Asher Whitfield or going down to a rookie, I mean, we've already said, not a rookie, a value option, we've already said do that. I'd be doing that definitely, I think.
Yeah.
So that's the only one elsewhere. Gold Coast Essendon, slight chance of a shower. Geelong Bulldogs tonight, slight chance of a shower. But that's about it. Everywhere else it's pretty sunny, light winds. So good for that. Let's get to captains. Captains were good last week.
That was great last week.
105 they averaged, which has been the best this year. Only 2 went sub 100. Of course, it was Zorko, who I have, and Sinclair, who ended up being my captain. So I just don't listen to my own advice, or I don't have the players that I write in. So quickly, if you VC'd Dacos 128 last night, you take that. Don't think anyone else would have VC'd anyone in that game, but usually if it's over a 110, you probably take it. That's probably our line.
Yeah.
Though there's some big scorers this week, so let's talk about them. Number 8, Max Gawn should go 100 to 110. So Brisbane are a hard rock matchup. They're dark orange, but Gawn should be good. Played against a hard rock matchup last week in Essendon and still turned up. So risky pick, but you can do it if it's all you have. Number 7, Brody Grundy just above him. He should go 110 to 130. So against the Giants, Madden was a tough matchup last week, but that skewed a little based on the fact it was 2 rookie rucks from Richmond against him. Grundy is in ripping form as well, coming off 137 to 130, so he should be a good VC. Number 6, I've got 2 players. Andy Brayshaw and Caleb Sarong.
Well played, yep.
110 to 130, I've set up both of them. So I put both of them at number 6 because I don't know who goes bigger. West Coast are tied second easiest matchup with the Crows for midfielders, both of them behind Essendon. And Brayshaw last year went 80 and 110 against them, while Sarong went 71 and 100. So we give that one to Brayshaw. Career-wise, though, Brayshaw averages 84, which is his lowest average against any team, and Sarong averages 91, which makes them his 10th team to score against. So I'd be picking Brayshaw. Maybe it's because I have him. I don't know if I'm biased at all, but I think that no Dev-Rob to tag. You said Bo Allen could run with someone, or possibly they run someone else. Usually Sarong is the one to be tagged. I would be thinking Brayshaw probably scores better in this.
Yeah, probably.
Even if you just base it off last year's numbers. But both of them don't score terrifically well against this West Coast since they've been easy this kind of decade so far. So I've put them at number 6. Number 5, Max Holmes. So 117 last year against the Dogs, who are a yellow team, 4 mids. But if Holmes plays defence again like he did last week, he had 0 CBAs. The Dogs are a green team. They're 4th easiest, I think. So that should be a great matchup. We saw what the Hawks defenders did last week against them, so he could go huge. Number 4, this is more of a shout-out than anything, is LDU. He should go 120 to 130. 162 last year, obviously, against the Tigers. The unfortunate thing is no one has just him and no Sheasel.
Yes.
And you go on Shees every day of the week over LDU. But shout-out to Luke. He should score well for my team this week. Number 3, Nasiah Wanganeen Miller. I've got him at 120 to 130 as well. So no tags, surely against the Crows, although as we said before, Berry might run with him. Playing again at Adelaide Oval where he had a 139 last week. Crows are green on the fixture difficulty table, besides Essendon are the easiest team for midfielders, tied with West Coast. Number 2, Bailey Smith. 120 to 140, I've put him out. So 126 last year against the Dogs, who are a yellow team on the fixture difficulty table. Since his 80 in round 0 as well, he's gone at 135.
Yeah.
That's what he's averaging.
Pretty much.
That's insane. He's gone on to 131s since then.
Yeah.
Great VC option tonight. Honestly, so number 1 is Harry Sheasel, obviously.
Yeah.
186 last year against the Tigers. I wonder if they remember that and try and put someone to him. I don't know who they would do it.
Yeah.
But regardless, he should be great. I wonder if you try and get this as your VC and you just take the ceiling. Because if you take Baz tonight and he scores 120 and then Sheasel scores 160, does sting a little bit. But do you just go to the safety and having a good VC? Like if you've got Smith and Sheasel, you just go VC and C, right?
Correct. Yeah.
I don't have Smith. And actually, the next ones on this list is Brayshaw, but I would be going him anyway over someone like a Gawn because he plays on the Sunday. So I can VC Sheasel, roll into Brayshaw. But yeah, Sheasel should be good. Just to watch, the Tigers aren't quite as easy for mids as they were last year. They were about a light green to a yellow last year. They're now a light orange. So just to watch on that. But he should be good. I put him at 130 to 180. So yeah, that's awesome. Your captains. What are you doing?
Second week in a row, I'm going your number 2 into your number 1.
There you go.
From Baz into Sheasel.
Well, I'm going number 1 into number 6, Sheasel into Brayshaw. So hopefully that should be good. We got a couple of questions before we wrap up. So Toby asks, will James Jordan tag Whitfield?
Well, I kind of briefly said, does it go to Whitfield, does it go to Ash, does it go to Calfield?
Probably just assume that it goes there for now.
It's gone to Whitfield in the past.
Yeah.
I mean, he's saying this for sports bet rather than fantasy, but still, I would just avoid this game.
yeah, especially with the weather watch, for sure.
Just Brody Grundy over on the tackles and then...
Yeah, there you go. Brody asked, where does the Mullen tag go tonight? This is interesting.
Yeah, this is another one that could go anywhere. It's gone to Libba in the past. The last 2 times they've played, it's gone there. Because Bont can be deemed untaggable.
He's just too big. It's like a midfielder trying to tag a key forward. Like, he just wouldn't do
happen.
That match.
Libba is coming back from injury the first week back, so it might go to a Richards, but he has also been struggling. So whether they use it or not, or whether they just treat Mullen as a football player for once in his life, because he does play a all right back pocket.
Well, that's the thing is they could not deploy that tag as well, which is a plausible thing.
It could go to a Freya as well, who's been playing well off of half forward. So that's just one up in the air, just to keep an eye.
So last year, where is he? Libba. So he still scored a 110. I'll see if I can try and find the year before as well. Although Mullen's only really been tagging for a year, hasn't he? He hasn't been too. Yeah. My gut feel is probably Libba or Richards. I don't know where you would split them. It's too risky to go, captain or sports bet on either of them. Pranav has a couple questions here. Does he take Jaggers 64 or play Windsor or Gruel instead?
You're taking Jaggers 64.
I think you're taking it. Even if that was
you might lose 5 points, you might gain 5 points.
But it's the safety of just having a 64 there. I mean, you could get an injury happen or something. And he also asked, does he take the day plus 128? We've said yes.
Yes to that.
That's
it. All. What are your trades for the week?
So my trades for the week are I've gone Zorko to Newman, and then I've gone Buderick to Connor McDonald. That leaves me 235k.
Nice one.
So that will probably set me up next week to definitely, praying there are no injuries, I've probably got to get off Devrob and upgrade somewhere else in the forward line.
Yeah.
And that should probably get me no rookies in the forward line, which would be nice. And then so probably I'd go Devrob, and then Windsor would have to be a trade as well. But it's probably, who do I go up on, who do I go down on?
Yeah.
And the annoying thing is it's probably, unless I can still get away with running Cook at F6, it's probably Rob that I go up to, but there's so many better options in the midfield or defence to go up to from Windsor. So it's an interesting one. I could also just leave Devrob there as he's not losing cash.
And he's a looper.
And he's a looper for West Coast. Like, do I just upgrade Windsor and, try and do a luxury thing, get, a midfielder up to, a premium switch or something, or if McKercher scores badly again, do I get off him, or do I just get off another rookie? Guys like, Cook is probably at his max now. Lombard, definitely probably need to get off him now. Even Jagger's starting to get,
Correct.
Had a break even 40, scored a 64. So I've still got Dyson Sharp there as a red dot. So there's plenty to do on my side, but that's where I'm looking next week. What about you?
I'm going Windsor down to Anderson and Buderick up to Rochelle.
Yeah, nice.
Instead of Cozzy.
Have you got the cash to do Cozzy?
I do have the cash to do Cozzy, but it's like we spoke about before. I just like that cash play. We did it with Gawn and Grundy. I did it. I spoke about it on Wednesday, on Monday, and I haven't changed. When you were talking, you said Cozzy over. I put Cozzy in my team. Lasted a minute. Took him out. Rochelle back in. And that gives me 300k as opposed to 120k, which I am really needing to use next week.
The holding cash thing is hard because we're having so many injuries, but gee, if we don't have any this week, holding a bit of cash leaves you so much to upgrade off you guys like Windsor. Especially because some of these guys might be starting to lose cash now. It's a really tough time we're in. We've done well with the rookies though. A lot of them, I'm looking at my screen, are over 500k, which is exactly where we want them to be. So we've done well there.
Yeah, I think we're looking all right. Awesome. Well, with any luck, your round 16 is on the mark.
And not off the mark. And we'll be back with you on Monday to dissect the round, see how we did with our cops and flops, see how we did with everything else, and hopefully you have a good week.
Sounds good. See you then.
See ya.